Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Humblehus. I hope you are well. Once again, we are doing an infinity scarf. Why? Because I love them so much. They are so practical and they keep your throat nice and warm. The little ones won't lose them as easily as the other ones, as just the regular scarves. I am doing one for me and one for my 2-year-old daughter. I love this stitch. It's another Japanese stitch. It has a lot of texture and I am going to go as slow as I can so that you can follow along. I am calling this the Mint Snow Scarf, obviously because of the colors. That's just kind of how I pick the names. So let me tell you what you're going to need. I have a lot of yarn that I want to get rid of before I buy a new one. I can't say that this is my favorite yarn for this specific stitch, but it is very soft, so it is nice when you're wearing it. It's up to you, but let me tell you what it is. It's the Bernat Baby Velvet by Yarnspirations. It is 100% polyester. It is a medium 4 weight, and the recommended hook size is a 5mm. You should only need one skein of this for your scarf. This color, they're calling it Misty Green, and the other one I believe is called Snow, the white one. I am going to be using a 5.5mm crochet hook. I just wanted to be a little wider, but you can use the 5, that's fine, or you can even size down to 4.5mm. You will also need scissors, a measuring tape or a ruler, and a yarn needle, and of course patience. So let me tell you a bit about the sizing. The width of this scarf is going to be the same for both the toddler size and the adult size. So that's about 10.5 inches wide. You have to work in multiples of 12. I find like that this is a good size for both adults and the toddlers. Now the length, this is just my recommendation. The size for me is going to be 24 inches long before I join the two ends. Now for my toddler, for my 2-year-old, the length for hers is going to be 18 inches. Let's get started with a slip knot. Okay, I'm going to close up. I can see it better. First, I will make a loop like that. Now I will insert my hook through the middle and then go under it, under that yarn. Grab this loose end, so that loose one, and then I'm going to pull it into the circle, but I won't pull all the way through yet because I want to hold on to both ends over here, and then pull in opposite directions. Then you will pull on the one side to adjust this loop onto your hook. So you don't want it too tight or too loose. Now to chain, all you have to do is you go under the yarn, twist, and pull through that loop. So that's one chain. Yarn over, twist, and pull through that loop. That's 2. Okay, now it's a little bit complicated with this yarn to see, but you can always feel where the loops are. Remember I mentioned that you're going to work in multiples of 12. So for both, remember the toddler and the adult size, I will have 36 chains. So go ahead and do that. I now have 36 chains, and of course with practice you will get them very evenly. At the beginning it's a little bit hard, but you will get there. So I have these 36 chains, and now I am going to add 10 extra chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to start row number 1, and from your hook you need to count back. So this is that first chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You are going to work your first stitch into this 5th chain from your hook. Now, how do you do a double crochet? Let me show you. you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that 5th chain. You're going to yarn over again, pull through that loop. So you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, you're going to pull through those first 2 loops. That's going to leave you with 2 loops on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through those last 2. Again, I'll show you again the double crochet. Yarn over into that next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Okay, so these first chains that we skipped count as 1 double crochet. So far we have 3 and we need a total of 7. So continue until you have 7 double crochets. You now have these 7 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to skip in your on your foundation chain. So this is the last one you worked, that last double crochet you worked. So then you're going to skip 1, 2, and in that 3rd one, you're going to do a single crochet stitch in there. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. That leaves you with 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2. That's that space that you're going to have. And now let's chain 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 2 chains. And then double crochet into that 3rd stitch. This is what yours should look like. Now we repeat. We need 7 double crochets in total here. And then you go back and do the same that we did here. 3 chains, skip 2, 1 single crochet, 3 chains, skip 2, and then again 7 double crochets. And then we will do that one more time. So you're going to have a total of 3 of these sections. So your last stitches on this row should be 7 double crochets. I will meet you when you are done with those. You have reached the end of this row like this. This was row number 1. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, then you're going to work into that same stitch. If you notice, now you have 2 loops to go through. Okay, so you're going to insert your hook through this first one, the one that you worked into, and you're going to do a single crochet. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Again, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So we need 7 of these single crochets. Now we have arrived at the tricky part, but if you get this, everything's a breeze. We are going to be working double crochets basically across from each other. So we're going to work 3 double crochets in here and then 3 double crochets back here. Do not stress out about this if you can't really see the loop. Just try to get into 3 different stitches, because there are those 3 chains that we did. So there are those loops, but sometimes it's hard to see with the yarn. So you're going to yarn over, and I have this first loop right here. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So I'm working very loosely to give it that little space because it's across. So try to do the same. Okay, now move on to the next loop. So yarn over, here's my next loop. Insert your hook and do another loose double crochet stitch. That's 2. Now again into this last loop. So yarn over, insert my hook. This last one, it's slippery. And kind of work that third double crochet in there. So now you're going to chain 1 and come back and work into this chain of 3 that we did. So yarn over. It's a little trickier on this side to find those 3 loops. That much I can tell you. So looks like here's my first one. Sometimes I have to find them first and then I hold them. Okay, there. So now I come back from the front, insert my hook, and do a loose double crochet. So loose is like I just pull up a little bit more. So 1, so you see now it's crossing in the front. Here's my second chain. So there's that second loop. Once again, I'm going to find it first from the back, hold it, and then work through the front. Okay, and then into this third one. Oh, I lost it. I need to hold on to it. There. Okay, there you have it. You have 7 double crochets here. You're going to start working into this stitch. You're going to do single crochets once again for all 7 stitches. Now you have arrived here once again, and we need to repeat this same pattern. So remember, it's going to be 3 double crochets in here first, chain 1, and then 3 double crochets into these 3 chains. Okay, now I chain 1. For the rest of the row, you're going to repeat a total, so it's going to be a total of 3 times. So you do this pattern, and then you do the 7 single crochets, do the pattern, 7 single crochets. So you should end this row with 7 single crochets. I will meet you when you're done with that. Just wanted to make sure that you don't get confused when you're done with this pattern, that you really make sure that you're working here above this double crochet and not somewhere in here into the space. So I am at the end of this row. This is my 6th single crochet, and now into this first chain that we did. It was actually the stitches that we skipped. You're going to do that last single crochet in there. So it's lined up right above that. Okay, now for row number 3, you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. You're going to turn your work then you are going to start working in here. You will do your first double crochet in here. We need a total of 7, including this one. Seven double crochets. Now chain 2, only 2, not 3. There. And now remember at the top here that we did a chain, so now you kind of have to find that space and work a single crochet into that space. There's my single crochet. Now you chain 2 again, and then you need 7 double crochets above this row. So make sure you start right here where you have the other ones. Do 7 double crochets, and you will repeat that same thing. When you get to that little diamond, you're going to chain 2, work 1 single crochet at the top, and then chain 2 again, and repeat the 7 double crochets. At the end of the row, you're going to have 7 double crochets. And once again, you know, when you're at the diamond, if you don't happen to go exactly into that chain, like I always say, don't sweat it. Like, it will be fine. It's sometimes just really hard to find, you know, between all the other stitches. So you just relax and enjoy. Now you should be looking like this after row number 3. On to row number 4. You are going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Turn your work. So this is this first double crochet. You're going to skip 1, 2, and then you're going to do a single crochet into that stitch. Like that. Now you're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. I shouldn't say again because you did 6 at the beginning. So I mean, you're going to chain 3. You're going to skip 1 and 2. So you have this one left. You're going to do a double crochet in here. And remember, these are chains of 2 from the previous rows. So you're going to put 1, 2 double crochets in here, then another one here in the middle, and then another 2 in those 2 chains, and then the last one in this double crochet. So you have a total of 7 double crochets up here. Try to find those loops. That's my second one. Here's that other loop. So 3. Now I'm going here into that middle one. 4. Now back into those 2 chains. So 5 and telling you it's very slippery. 6 and 7 into this row, like so that it aligns with this row. So there I have my 7 double crochets. Now I am going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to skip 2, 1, 2, and then in that third one I will do a single crochet, chain 3 again, skip 2, and then double crochet on top of those other stitches. Oops, I lost my yarn once again. There we have it. There we go. Okay, so this is 1, and then you start doing the double crochets again so that you have a total of 7 double crochets up here. Then you chain 3 again, skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, chain 3, skip 2, and do your 7 double crochets. You are going to end this row with a chain of 3, but I will show you because then we're still going to do a stitch at the end. I am at the end of this row. It's row number 4, and I did the chain 3. Now I skip 2 and into this last chain of 3 that I have over here, I'm going to work a double crochet. So yarn over, insert into that top chain, and do your double crochet. And that is the end of row number 4. Now, chain 1, turn your work. This is row number 5. So we need to start working into this section. But before you do that, I need you to do a single crochet stitch into the same one that you just chained. So that very first stitch. So it's not in any of these chains, it's just right here. Just one single crochet stitch. And now you're going to work into these 3 chains. You're going to work your 3 double crochets, chain 1, and your other 3 double crochets back. Just don't forget whenever you do this row to do that single crochet at the beginning, because it is easy to forget whenever you're doing this row. Okay, so now chain 1, and then when you're done with this, you are going to continue doing 7 single crochets. Then you do the pattern, this pattern right here, and then 7 single crochets again, and then the pattern. So you should have a total of 4 diamonds on this row. I will show you how to do the end. I'm sorry, just make sure that you do your 7 single crochets above these stitches. Now to finish this row number 5, so you did that pattern with the diamond into that chain of 6 that we had done in the previous row. I worked my last one, so I worked my stitch up there. Here's the chain. This is what I would consider the chain of 3. So 1, 2, and 3. I am going to work 1 single crochet in here to finish this row. That was the end of row number 5. Now for row number 6, you are going to chain 5. You're going to turn your work, And you're going to do your single crochet into that chain space that we have up here at the top of this diamond. If only I can find it. Now, chain 2. 1, 2. And do 7 double crochets on top of those other ones. It's just really a little tricky, you know, with remembering when do I chain 6, when do I chain 5, when do I chain 3, when do I chain 4. So you will get the hang of it once you continue, because you will know, you know, at the bottom of the diamond you need 6, and then at the top of the diamond you need 5, and then also at the bottom of the diamond you need chains of 3s, and at the top you need chains of 2s. But like I said, I don't want to confuse you more. You will kind of get the hang of it as you continue your work. So you repeat this now that you have the 7 double crochets. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Now I chain 2 again, work into that top chain. I will do 1 single crochet, chain 2, skip this, and do 7 double crochets. Repeat this pattern until you get to the end of the row. You will end this row number 6. After you did the chain of 2s up here, you will do a double crochet into this chain of 3 row. Okay, and that was the end of row number 6. Now all you have to do is repeat rows 1 through 6 all over again until you get your desired length. Now when you're about to reach the length that you want, you have to make sure that you end with row number 6, because obviously you want a straight row. And joining the 2 ends is just very easy. So like I said, you end with this straight row. You put the 2 sides together. After your last stitch, you're going to chain 1. And all you're going to do is single crochets. Okay, so you have to find the stitch from this side that corresponds with the stitch from the other side and do single crochets. And this doesn't matter if it's a little bit bulky here, because you're going to turn it inside out whenever you're wearing it, since it doesn't matter which side you wear of this scarf, they're both the same. Now when you get to this part where you have those spaces, you just work into the loops and do your single crochets. You just work into those loops and do your single crochets, just like that. So continue all the way to the end until you have finished joining the 2 sides, and I will show you how to thread in. Then you're going to cut off your yarn right about here. You're going to yarn over and pull it through to tighten that. And then you're going to work in your loose ends. So all you do is you take your yarn needle and you work into this row of single crochets to hide it. And then you go back through some other stitches and cut off whatever is left so that this yarn is hidden. Okay, then you just cut it off here. And then you turn it inside out and it's going to look like this. You won't even notice it. And then you're done with your scarf. So easy, so practical. You're going to use it a lot. I mean, I use all of our infinity scarves so much. You don't want to wear a big jacket, but just kind of want to have your neck covered, you know, your throat, keep it nice and warm. And then the little ones, you know how they're always taking off their jackets. You have that peace of mind. Please never leave a child unattended with any type of scarf or headband. I always mention that. Any babies, toddlers, just keep an eye out on them while they're wearing this. A bonnet, all of that stuff. All right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. Follow me on Instagram at Humblehus. Tag me with your work. I would really love to see what you're doing, what you're making with these patterns, what yarns you're using. And I will see you soon. This is Humblehus. Bye.